everyone, we are the group 1 and we are about to illustrate the traffic signs and pavements marking. So why is it fundamentals of traffic control is very important? Because it rely on to avoid travel hazards and dangers, particularly in collision. And its distinctive function, it is generally refers to the procedures, devices, and communication system that helps vehicles and vessels safely share the same roads, rails, waterways, or airspace. So, the reason why it is very important is to avoid collision and congested traffic. And the next one is the traffic signs. Traffic signs on road signs are signs erected at the side of or above roads to give instructions or to provide information to road users. It is about directing about speed limit and road conditions. It is simplified and standardized their signs to overcome language barriers and enhance traffic safety. So it has a corresponding functions. First, to control traffic. Second, to safeguard the flow of traffic. Third one, to expedite the traffic. And the last one, to guide the traffic to motorists. It's developed the safety of the road users.
The classification of international signs on 1968 United Nations Convention in Vienna, Austria on road signs. The first one is the danger warning sign. These signs are also known as caution signs. They have an equilateral triangular shape having red border, white background, and black sign or marking. These are the example of the danger warning sign. Then, the danger warning sign intended to warn the motorist of approaching hazardous road condition. And seek caution for the approaching road hazardous and call for the reduction of speed. We need to know and we need to identify what is the danger warning sign to prevent the accident on the road. And this is the second one called regulatory signs. These signs impose legal restrictions applicable at particular location and usually enforceable even in the absence of such signs. And the shape of the regulatory signs is round and the color border is red and the background is white and the signs or markings is color black. These are the example of the regulatory signs. And the prohibited signs or restrictive signs used on a specified section of the road which will be easily seen by motorists to indicate regulation which is prohibited or restrictive in nature. We need to know what are the regulatory signs to prevent the violation on the roadways and to prevent the accident.
Good evening, I am Vicente Derder. I'll discuss the difference of mandatory signs and informative signs. Mandatory signs are road signs which are used to set obligations of all traffic which use a specific area of road. Unlike prohibitory or restrictive signs, mandatory signs tell traffic what it must to do rather than must to do. Ang example ani kay mga like anang traffic lights nga dili angay i-restrict. And the next is informative sign. Informative sign is an indicator of a source of information or may itself be informatory. Typical information signs include information board, traffic signs, pointers to a help desk or indicators to a reference material. Ang example ani niya kay mga dali na ito makuha ba, like mga information rather.
Good evening everyone. I will now discuss the traffic signal. So traffic signal lights is a power operated traffic control device that controls and directs the flow of vehicular as well as pedestrian traffic. So traffic signal as well is usually located at junctions and intersections, and provides safety both to vehicles and pedestrians using the road. So traffic light is composed of three colors that alternately flash to indicate a particular action to a group of vehicles or pedestrians on the road. So there are basic traffic light colors and their meanings. So traffic light is composed of three colors only, which is red, yellow, and green. So traffic light has there is basic traffic lights colors and their meanings. So there are five, which is red, yellow, green, flashing red, and flashing yellow signal. First, red. First, we will talk about red. Red, it means stop. So you need to stop your vehicle if you go on the road when there is a traffic light. So going on to the yellow or amber. So it means you need to prepare to slow down or to stop your vehicle. So simply means it is cautionary. So going on to the green, simply means go, or you need to go if you'll see in the traffic light a green color. So flashing red, the fourth one. So flashing red means bring your vehicle to complete stop and proceed only when it is safe to do so. So this is usually happen in intersections or in the junction box. So you need to bring your vehicle to complete stop and only proceed when it is safe to do so. So the fifth one or the last one is the flashing yellow signal. So it means it is like the yellow color of the traffic light, but this one is not totally they are similar, but there is a little difference. So flashing yellow signal means drivers needs to slow down and proceed through the intersection with caution. So it means you need to prepare your vehicle to slow down and only proceed in the intersection when it is safe to do so. So moving on to the three primary aims of signal control. First, to reduce the traffic conflicts and delays, to reduce the accidents, and lastly, to economize police time. So in general, we all know that the signal control it tells us to ride a vehicle with in caution, so that we will be safe, so we will avoid this traffic conflicts, traffic delays, and accidents in general. But in general, we need to drive our motor vehicle or any kind of vehicle safely.
National roads are all roads that form a part of the main trunk line system. Continuous in extent, all roads leading to national airports, national seaports, national parks are coast-to-coast roads. Provincial roads, roads that connect cities and municipalities without using national roads, and roads connecting major provincial infrastructure. City roads is any public road, street or alley under the city's jurisdiction and includes both the paved and unpaved portions of the right-of-way. Municipal roads. Municipal roads or municipal way is or was a category of roads which are owned and are maintained by municipalities. Generally, transit stations of higher class roads through the built-up area is counted as part of the higher class roads. not as a municipal road. Barangay roads are rural roads located either outside of the urban area of a city or outside industrial, commercial, or residential subdivisions, which act as feeder or farm to market roads and which are not otherwise classified as national, provincial, city, or municipal roads.
These are the functions. First, feeder road. A road that serves as a traffic feeder to a more important road. Next, local collector road. A street that is primarily used to gain access to the property bordering it. Third, major collector road. A road that is commonly used and that goes through the main part of a city, town, etc. Major highway. A road so designated on the highway plan, which is a heavily traveled route requiring 4 or more traffic lanes and the standard right-of-way of 100 feet. Expressway. A wide road that is especially designed so that a lot of traffic can move along it very quickly. Tunnel road, an underground passage. Subway, an underground passage or tunnel enabling pedestrians to cross a road, railway, etc. Skyway, an elevated highway, especially one well above ground level and composed of a series of spans. And lastly, overpass, a bridge, road, railway, or similar structure that crosses over another road.
Pavement markings, defined as the markings used on pavement roadways to provide guidance and information to pedestrians and drivers. Pavement markings, it refers all lines, patterns, words, symbols, or other gadgets officially placed for the purpose of regulating, warning, or guiding traffic. The purpose of government marking is to improve visibility, reduce confusion, and increase safety on the road. It helps drivers to stay within their designated lanes, follow proper traffic flows, and obey traffic signs and signals. Types of pavement markings. Diagonal white lines is an area filled with diagonal white lines and bordered by solid white lines is not considered part of the roadway, and vehicles are expected to stay unless there is emergency. So this diagonal white lines, you can use it in the side of the road if there is an emergency or emergency on your vehicle or a flat tire. The last one is broken white center line or lane divider. So broken white line is may change lanes if it is safe to do so. So it is a broken white line in the center of the road. You can it is a sign that you can use, you can overtake if it is safe to do so.
Good morning everyone. I am discussing the solid white center line. This is for a solid white center line. It is sometimes used to divide the traffic into a two-way but multi-lane road. You can overtake this. You cannot overtake this, but you can only overtake this way if the road is clear. This is only for one solid white center line. Solid white double center line. You cannot overtake for this line, but you can turn left if the road is clear. Solid yellow double center line. It is simply no overtaking both sides. Make center line or solid yellow with broken yellow or white line. You can overtake in the rear side if it is safe or clear, and also if there is a broken line on your lane.
Solid white line divider. These are often found near intersection and are reminders to stay in lane. As a practice, if you're turning an intersection, it is best get into the turning lane 50 meters before the intersection while the lane divider is still broken. 9. The directional arrows. When combined with the solid white line dividers, they are indicate which divider are allowed to go with a lane. If the arrow points forward only, you cannot make a turn from that lane. If it points forward and to side, you can either go straight turn. If it points only the side, you must turn within the lane. Ignoring these arrows might just you a ticket or worse get you into the accident. Number 10. Rumble stripes. The tightly spaced horizontal white lines not only giving your car suspension a bit of a workout, they also indicate hazard ahead such as dangerous curves or merging traffic. 11. Junction box, a traffic control measure designed to prevent gridlock at junction.
Pedestrian lane. Pedestrian lane is an interim or a temporary pedestrian facility that may be appropriate on roads with low moderate speed and volumes. A pedestrian lane, it is a designated space in a roadway for exclusive use of pedestrians. The lane may be on one or other both sides of the road that can fill the gaps between important destinations in a community. From the word pedestrian lane, it is where the traffic unit or the pedestrian cross from one street to another. Next is the object markings used to mark obstruction within or adjacent to the roadway. Object markings are used to mark obstruction within or adjacent to the roadway. This obstruction, to me, for example, is physical objects such as guardrails, utility poles, and bridges. This is to notify the traffic unit if that you are traveling, that may to notify that something that block on the road and like that. Next is the reflectorized marking. It is to provide safety reminders to the driver about where they are on the road. Also, reflectors help alert the drivers if they have drifted out of the lane or that they should proceed with caution. Reflectorized markings is also an essential safety signage tool. These are placed on roads and highways to guide drivers, especially at night or in low light conditions. These markers used to retro reflective technology, which means they reflect light back to its source. That is the end of our presentation, and thank you.